Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by Burkins Chevrolet. If you're from GA or FLA, you should be driving a Burkins Chevrolet. Come on.
Hit it.
For 4 bones.
Yeah. Woo! Let's go. Welcome back. Beefing and myself playing in the Builders Classic today, right? Woo! Yeah, we're going to hit the links. Stay out Atlantic Beach Country Club, so we'll have a good time.
Thanks for the invite.
The Beaches Habitat and
appreciate it. I guess my
Habitat
phone was
Jack's
busy.
doing some good things. Oceanside Rotary, so we'll be headed out there right after the show today.
Like immediately.
Come out and join us.
Good
We're
for
actually
you
leaving
guys.
at 9:30. Jeff, hope you can hold it down.
Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, we got to leave early.
I can't. I'll run the board too.
Just
I don't
run
care.
the board.
I'll do it all. I'll be like a whirling dervish in there.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. So we'll have more information on that throughout the morning. What else do we got going on?
Well, there's a little bit of draft
We
action.
got a prize pack to give away too. What are we giving away today?
You're
this
darn
week?
tootin'.
And tickets to Guns N' Roses. Oh, no, wait.
No.
We did that already.
2020.
We will hook up one lucky Guggen at the end of the segment with a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Jumbo Shrimp in action down at the baseball grounds at Jacksonville, and a voucher for the 18-hole simulator with TrackMan and a beer at Coastal Indoor Golf.
All right. The neat thing about, to me, first off, Sebastian Janikowski, what a career as a kicker. Guy who made his home here for a long time. I don't know if he still lives here or not. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure
Question,
either.
will Seabass get in before Big Bo?
But I will say this about the most interesting fact is he was in the same draft class as Tom Brady. So Tom Brady is the only guy left from the 2000 draft class now.
He's outlasted a kicker. That's pretty
the
good.
6th-round pick is still playing. He's the only one from the 2000 draft class who is still in the National Football League. So Sebastian Janikowski calling it quits. Had a marvelous career. Was a 1st-round pick. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Hey, Raiders, nice job. No offense to Sebastian, who had a lovely career.
Yeah. There aren't very many kickers worth a 1st-round pick. Maybe he would. Or maybe you could argue that the Raiders drafted a kicker with a 1st-rounder and in the next 20 years went to the playoffs like twice.
Yeah.
Maybe you could look at it that way as well. Is there, with the Jaguars draft now in the books and a day to kind of resonate on it, is there anything that surprised you about the Jaguars draft?
Well, yeah, I think the 98th pick surprised everybody, so I would be lying if I said I wasn't surprised by that.
John Morant.
It was like a who, what just happened? Murray State guy out of nowhere, and so that was a bit of a surprise. Other than that, I thought maybe a safety would be drafted, and they didn't take one. But again, you have 7 picks, and I like the idea of trading a 7th for a 6th for next year. I'm okay with that. Maybe you could turn that 6th into a 5th. The following year, and who knows, work your way up the board. I don't know.
Before you know it, you have the number 1 pick, and you're taking Zion. I had one. You briefly touched on it, but I'm more surprised. I didn't, no receiver either.
Yeah.
No receiver.
Well, I think
in
they're
the draft.
very high. I mean, look, again.
I don't like this undrafted free agent crop of receivers. I'm not big on.
Well, yeah, but
I've studied them all.
Yeah. I love my guy, Dredrick Snelson.
Yeah.
What a great name. 13 touchdowns at UCF
his
in 2
parents
years.
had a lisp, I think.
Dredrick Snelson. Here's how I think they see it.
Maybe that's Fetty Tolman's kid.
Yeah, that's right. I think if you looked at Chris Conley and the addition of him, and they view him as this guy's a marvelous athlete who wowed at the combine. So, in essence, that's like drafting a receiver in the 3rd round, I guess, is how they're viewing it. They have Conley. They're expecting Chark to improve and Dede Westbrook. I think those 3 would be your favorites. They're not, look, it is what it is at this point. This is what they're going to get ready for the season with. So away we go. But yeah, I think normally, and again, I think because of the questions of Telvin, and these are questions that we're asking, and I'm very curious, and I don't know what's going on. Here's the fact about Telvin Smith, Jeff Prosser. He hasn't talked to anybody on the team.
And do we know that for sure still? I know that was the case at the end of last week.
This weekend, Dave Caldwell still has not talked to him. So we don't know what's going on, okay?
I'm going to find that out for you by midweek.
We can speculate all we want. We can guess all we want. But the bottom line is that we don't know what's going on. But something's up with Telvin Smith. And so otherwise I would have said, 98th pick would have been a good spot to grab a receiver.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if look, maybe it be in the off season. We're making a little too much of Telvin Smith skipping the voluntary.
I don't think we're not making anything out of that. What we're making something out of is the fact that nobody has talked to him. That is odd. That is not. If you work for someone and someone reaches out to you at the beginning we were like Jalen 2, and then we got the whole explanation about I had the wrong phone number. So whatever. They have talked.
Correct.
They have not talked. That's it. That's
that's
weird.
And the Jags can make up 1,000 reasons they want. You took Telvin Smith's position with that 3B pick.
Correct.
I mean, that Quincy Williams kid is Telvin Smith. His build, his speed is bigger. He's a little bigger.
All right, so lots of whining by the Houston Rockets after Game 1. Golden State holds on and wins. Close game throughout, back and forth type thing. Something you probably expect in this postseason.
They have a good series.
I don't understand this play now, and maybe I haven't paid enough attention. But you go up to shoot a 3, the guy jumps up with you. You sort of kick your legs out and try to initiate contact and want to get fouled.
They didn't call that at all yesterday.
They didn't, and I'm glad they didn't. Yeah. I don't think that's a foul. I go back to when I was a kid, the guy who was so good at it was Walt Clyde Frazier. And what he would do is if he'd back you down or whatever, if you're guarding me, I'd give you the head bob, you jump up.
And jump into him.
Yeah, and come if you jump into him.
With your upper body, though, not your lower body.
Yeah, then you slap him on the hand and he'd shoot.
Yeah.
Now this whole lower body thing has got me confused and perplexed. I say don't call it unless it's egregious.
Listen, I understand where James Harden is coming from. He's probably gotten that call a lot this year.
I'm sure he has.
The NBA.
But no, it's Chris Paul, too. Chris Paul had one early in the game, and he got teed up for it. And then he got teed up later at the very end. But he got teed up for it, and he was wrong. It wasn't a foul.
Well, here's what's happening, I think, a little bit with Harden, and this is what happened yesterday. And the NBA wants to protect shooters, from guys stepping underneath them. We know what happened to Kawhi Leonard 3 or 4 years ago in the postseason. It just completely derailed the Spurs when someone was it the Rockets that stepped under him even? Can't remember the team that stepped under him. He twisted his, he was gone for the rest of the playoffs. But look, what's happening here, it hasn't been described or pointed out, I don't think, loudly enough, is James Harden is jumping in. He's not jumping straight in the air and a guy's coming under him. He's jumping forward 2 feet and then throwing his legs out. Those aren't fouls. Even though on that last one, Draymond Green was moving toward him a little bit. If Harden goes up straight and down straight, then no one touches him. So,
by the way, he wasn't touched before the ball left his hand.
No,
either.
and it's
so
also
make the shot.
You can't.
Hey, if you make the shot, it's a different game.
It should be real easy. If contact is made lower body and your leg is the one that's initiating the contact, you don't get to. That's not a foul on them.
Now, I will say this: you said this is a preview of the NBA Finals.
This is the NBA Finals.
My impression of that game was one very good game as far as being well played. Guys missed shots all day, man.
Well,
wide open shots they couldn't knock down.
Clay and Steph didn't play good.
I didn't think Curry was very good at all.
Yeah, neither one of them were. But Durant was fantastic. And Harden was good, and that's a good series. And Houston,
Durant has developed now the Dirk shot.
Yeah,
where
the step back on 1 foot kind of
another leg kind of keeps the defender off you by kicking it out. So anyway, it's fascinating to watch.
I think Houston will win game 2. I think this thing's going to go back and forth all the way down to the end. And look, I don't think the Celtics are the third best team, but I do agree they have the third best chance to win. Like if I was power rating, because the NBA playoffs have become this. It's not you can't have a system like Milwaukee. You got to have a player who can make you a play in the last 10 seconds. And the three guys best at that right now are Durant/Curry, Harden, and Kyrie. Those are the 3 guys. If you could pick 3 guys right now at the end of a postseason game to hand the ball and say, "Go get me a basket," I think those 3 would be the 3. And they're also all on good teams. So, it'll be one of those 2, I think.
MLB season is about a month in, and with all due respect to Christian Yelich, who Cody Bellinger is playing unbelievable baseball for the LA Dodgers, and if you haven't seen what he's done, he's hitting .427 along with his 14 home runs and 36 RBIs.
He started like that last year, didn't he?
Yeah,
too?
he is. He's playing fantastic baseball, and the Dodgers are off to the races and off to a great start. So. I saw your club. I texted you to no response on Saturday night when I saw your club.
I didn't see it till the next morning. Went home and went to bed.
Bag one on Saturday
I told
night.
you they would.
And
I don't listen. Look, middle relievers, give them a time to grow. You can move them around. A guy, blows the 7th inning once in a while. You expect it to happen. you can't continue to go to the ninth inning with leads and blow it. I need a one.
Do you feel like the Jerry Blevins deal is something that can put you over the top?
You would know about Jerry Blevins. He's a longtime Met.
Jerry Blevins had a good year, had a couple good seasons with the Mets. He's a left-handed specialist.
He's probably okay. Whatever.
But
he's
he,
probably better than what we have.
Last
Better
year,
than Johnny
last
Ventures.
year he struggled.
Yeah, last year he had a 4.85 ERA, so he'll fit right in. I mean, he'll be comfy. He'll be like a pair of socks in the sock drawer. Yeah, just a lot of guys.
Come on in, Jerry.
Just like
Go
him.
walk
So,
a couple and get out
I'm frustrated with my team because we were averaging 6 runs a game and we're under 500.
Yeah.
Because the starting pitch. This is my quick breakdown on the Braves, and we'll call it. All right. Gausman is a gas can.
Oh no.
Tehran is going to give you 5 innings, 4 runs every time he pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Foltynewicz just doesn't feel like an ace, and you got 2 rookies. So your starting staff is questionable, and the bullpen is an absolute dumpster fire of.
You got to win games 8-7.
Yeah, I'm angry at my front office for that. You guys are supposed to have we went through this last year.
I wouldn't be as critical about him about the starters, but I would agree with you about the fact that, hey, wait a minute, fellas. You got the same bullpen, and the bullpen was no good last year.
Yeah.
So
here's the problem. The bullpen statistically was fine, but if you're smart, I said, it was fool's gold.
Yeah, you watched.
Yeah, the bullpen was great because, when they were up 7-1, they'd come give you 4 shutout innings.
And you get the feeling the Tampa Bay, just a couple other baseball notes, you get the feeling the Tampa Bay Rays are for real. They're 18-9.
Well, now they have another great pitcher. They're unbelievable, these guys, with the pitching.
You wonder about the Minnesota Twins. Is that a team that can compete this year? They are off to a great start. So those two, and are the Red Sox ever going to get out of this malaise at 11-17? Can they climb back to 500? Well, in the National League,
they won the game. They won game 1 of that series against Tampa Bay, and they pulled back within 5.5. And after sweeping them last week, looked like they would be in good shape. And then they turned around and lost Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Boston's in trouble.
Yeah. Well, in the National League, the Padres are a bit of a surprise. They're chasing the Dodgers. Cards, Cubs, and Brewers have all settled up into the upper half of the National League Central. And the NL East is kind of wide open. It's sort of a mess. The Phillies are probably the best club, and the other guys will give chase throughout the season, and we'll see what happens. Right?
Well, yeah, 2 are going to separate. 1 is going to hang around, and 1's going to falter of those 4 teams, I think.
Yeah.
And the Padres, who visit Atlanta, are off to 16-12 with all those moves. It looks like finally there's at least some payoff for San Diego, who's been making moves now for years and piling on 90 lost seasons on top of them. All right. That's the 10-minute drill.
That's it. Caller number 2 at 641-1010. Beef, what are they taking home?
They're getting a 4-pack to go see the Jumbo Shrimp in action, Danny, and we'll hook them up with a voucher for the 18-hole simulator with TrackMan and a beer at Coastal Indoor Golf.
All right. We'll be back right after this.